we also have a Mercator Fellow, Christina Krotzinger. She is from Penn State University and she is an expert in metagenomics. She will help us with the pollen identification, with metabarcoding, and she will also analyze the bee and wasp viruses in the cavity nesting Hymenoptera nests. The BEF China experiment is unique. This means you will not find a similar experiment in other places in the world. It's a subtropical forest. It's based in the Jiangxi province. It has two sites. Site A was planted in 2009 and Site B was planted in 2010. It has a tree species gradient from monocultures to 2, 4, 8, 16 and 24 tree species, and it has also 3 successional gradients. We used 40 local tree species and in total we established 566 plots, and they are almost 26 times 26 meter in square. We have 2 main designs. First of all, we have one random extinction scenario design, and this follows the broken stick design. You have here the 16 or 60 tree species, and they are a long stick, and when you break the stick here in the middle, you have 8 left, and you break the stick again, then you have 4, you break it again, you have 2 species mixtures, and then you break it again, and you have monocultures. And with this design, we have all different tree species in all of these mixtures. But then we have also 2 non-random extinction scenarios. These non-random extinction scenarios, they are trait-oriented. There we select them according to extreme trait values or to most common species. Here is a trait scenario that is selected according to specific leaf area. You have here all the 16 species and you selected them to the lowest specific leaf area. The first 80, then the next the lowest with the lowest specific leaf area are the 4 species mixtures, and so on you come to the 2 species mixtures. And the second scenario is based on local rarity. Multi-turf will focus at 300 from the 566 plots. So we use the 300 core plots. These are all plots with trees. We excluded the plots with shrubs only or with shrubs and trees, and we also excluded the 3 successional plots. This is to get all the work done. We will collect plot level data. And although all the sub-projects will focus on the 300 core plots, for some detailed research questions, they will focus on 65 VIP plots. These are the very intensively studied plots in BEF China. Multi-turf, as you know, is a research unit, or we apply for it as a research unit. And it is focused mainly on entomological research questions. In contrast, we have 3D, which is already a project funded by the DFG at the BEF China platform. 3D will focus on other plots, on the shrub plots especially, and the shrub and tree plots in the next phase. And 3D is collecting tree level data. They have specific questions to tree level data. And it's a research training group. So the focus is on training of PhD students. And the main focus is on botanical questions. Each plot in BEF China was planted with 400 tree individuals. So you see that we have lots of trees and a lot of space per plot. But the plot design needs to be adjusted from year to year because there are not only the DFG projects working on these plots, but also Chinese projects. So in multi-turf we will collect insects by trapping. We have a wood decomposition experiment. We will sample soils and also plant materials. We will install canopy data logger and measure canopy density. And with our Chinese partner, tree biomass will be measured. And as you see, there's definitely enough space to install this all or to collect this all, but we need the scientific coordinator to manage the plot plan for multi-trough within the BEF China unit. Unfortunately, we cannot visit with you our experimental sites, so I can only show you some pictures. So this is a picture of site A shortly after planting here in November 2009. And here you see different plots, different diversity plots, but of course, shortly after planting, you can't see any trees. This changed. This is a photo 8 years later, and you see that a canopy is closed, and you also see probably some different diversity plots. This is site A today in summer, which is a beautiful subtropical and highly diverse forest. And this is site B. This was in winter, so you see that's a subtropical forest. And this is site B this year in summer. We also established or built in April 2021 a field station, a huge field station. Here it's equipped with different labs, and also has lots of storage facilities. And in the lab we have, for example, minus 80-degree freezers, we have minus 20-degree freezers, we have dry ovens, we have binoculars, but also microscope, incubator, and many more stuff. But this field station is also for housing, for students, but also for us, for the PIs. There is a reception, and there's a cozy social area behind the reception. There is Shen Li. She is usually taking care of the reception. We have double rooms, we have 4 double rooms, and we have 6 4-bedrooms. So in total, these are 32 bedrooms, not bedrooms, but 32 beds. We have a meeting room, which is also well equipped. We have, of course, internet here. We have a kitchen for cooking and also a laundry room. Coming shortly to Nagoya, because we take this really seriously. In the first phase of multi-trough, we plan to exchange some specimens between countries, but this will be limited to essential samples for identification or for analysis. Specimens will then, if possible, be transported back to China and be preserved at the zoological collection at the Chinese Academy of Sciences. Here we have the goal to build up over the years a BEF China entomological collection. Our second goal is, after 4 years, when we come to the next phase, that we will not exchange any soil or arthropod specimens. All sub-projects have to report to the coordination project. So of course the coordination project will have lots of exchanges with all the different sub-projects, but also with the synthesis and data management project. Within BEF China, we have a BEF China steering committee, an international steering committee. For example, Helge Bühlheide, he is also in multi-trough, or a PI in multi-trough, and also Jiao Juan Liu, she's also a PI of the synthesis project in multi-trough. They are part of the BEF China steering committee. And below this, we have the research training group 3D, where Helge Bühlheide, Yanfeng Wang are the spokespersons. And we have multi-trough, where I am the spokesperson, together with Zhao Dongzhu. And we have to report all the changes to the steering committee. We have to ask for allowances when we change something, And we also have to report to 3D, and we will collaborate with 3D, for example, with social media and all of our outreach activities. Our Mercator Fellow, Christina Grotzinger, will support the spokespersons, and we will closely work with the scientific coordinator and the administrative manager, and they will be especially exchanging or communicating with the PIs in Germany, but also the PIs and co-PIs in China, and they, of course, communicate with the postdoctoral students, PhD students, and all BSc and MSc students and helpers. With this, I would like to close my presentation. I'd like to thank you for your attention and especially for your time that you are taking to review our research unit. And I would also like to thank all Chinese partners for their continuous support.